And we are live talking about Daredevil Born Again, the new TV show made by Disney Plus. It's some kind of season 4, but it's not. Anyway, how are you, Matt?
I am little sick, but I'm okay. I'm happy to be here to talk with you about Marvel, about Daredevil. I am a big fan of Marvel. For the occasion, I have some comic book with me. I have a Punisher comic, I'm a Daredevil comic, and I am a Defender comic for the occasion. So, I know my stuff.
I like that. I like that. I just turned off my camera because now I want to showcase a bit as well. So I gotta say, as of right now, I don't really have that many Daredevil comics, but I do have comics as well. A lot of Ghost Riders and a lot of Punisher. Punisher's
Oh.
funny. Um, anyhow, I guess that's it for the kind of intro. Before we dive deep into the review for these 3 episodes, I will ask you, what did you think of the first 3 seasons that happened on Netflix and all? What did you think of these?
I think the first three season of Daredevil was the best of Marvel Netflix TV show I've done. Because other than that, you have the Jessica Jones is good. You have Luke Cage is good too, but not as much. And you have Iron Fist is fuckable, and you have the Defender is not a good crossover. Is fell for the story and the character, and you have the spin-off of Punisher. Is good, but not enough. I think it's a good show about the Punisher, but not per Punisher as I love him because I'm a big fan of the character and the comic. But for the Daredevil show, three great season. The first so good origin story about the hero. The second good addition with the Punisher, with the return of the Fisk, and the third season is great with the addition of both eyes. Is one of the classic violent of the Daredevil, and Whisk is has never been so terrible in this show. The season three is the summon of that. So yeah, three excellent season of the Diva. I know the second season is not the most love for the fan, but I'm not objective about that. I love the three season. I think it's a great show. I am in the past I was sad the show was cancelled after three season. I feel like we can go with more season like three, like 4, 5, 6 season maybe, not 10 I think, but the story is not was not finished, and so I am happy that Disney and Marvel decide to revive the character from the TV show to create technically a fourth season, but it's not really a fourth season. It's like a soft reboot with the same actor. But yeah, I'm a big fan. And you, Multi, you love the Daredevil from Netflix?
Yes, I thought the Netflix era was interesting. Iron Fist was trash. Let's be honest. That's what I would believe.
Ah,
Punisher had a very good first season, but it fell off a cliff fast with season 2.
yeah.
I thought Jessica Jones' first season was amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
Season 2, a bit of a letdown, but season 3 was surprisingly enough very fun and kind of good, better than 2 for sure. um Luke Cage, I feel like Luke Cage was kind of wasted. The first season was cool, season 2 was a letdown, and Daredevil, the big guy, I love season 1 and 2 a lot. Season 3 not that much. I enjoyed what they were trying to do with season 3, but I will follow the majority. I feel like a lot of the aspect of season 3 are contrived and you really need to suspend disbelief to just simply follow up what's going on. Oh yeah, Kingpin just manipulates the FBI, and he is just like no
He is
the
the kingpin, man. This is kind of thing he does. He's so brilliant. He's so brilliant for violent. He uses his brain to manipulate everyone. He's a king in his own way for that. I think he's a good demonstration in the season 3. Yeah, the story maybe not great as the precedent story, and Bull Eyes maybe need more time to shine. But overall, season 3 is great. It's great.
it's I've seen worse. I will admit that. It's not rock bottom, but it's nowhere near as good as season 1 and 2. Um, and again, I enjoy the fact that for most of the season, Daredevil is shattered and broken, and he was kind of putting back the pieces together. He was kind of retired, um, and that was the season about his rebirth, and that was kind of cool. Um, and the fact that he really considered ending Kingpin was very fun. So I feel like season 3 had something going on, and just like you, when they canceled, I was disappointed. I felt like Jessica Jones was actually the only show that had a proper send off among the Netflix bunch. Punisher season 2 had a somewhat decent ending as well, but when you look at Luke Cage, you're like, I want to see season 3 or Iron Fist. Iron Fist was shit, but I still wanted to see what happened with season 3. Um,
And season 2 Iron Fist was better than the first one, so I hope for the 3 was to be good, and the final of the season 2 opened the door for a big story for the season 3, and you never see it. So yeah, it's sad for that.
and so now we will kind of start talking truly about Born Again now. And I will warn everyone, we will spoil the entire thing, the first 3 episodes. So if you don't want to be spoiled, maybe click pause and come back when you have seen the 3 episodes. And before we really dive deep into um the 3 episode, I will say this. Let's talk about soft reboot because you did mention that earlier, and I thought that was a very interesting thing. And let's talk about what a soft reboot is for those who don't know. It's basically you have the same continuity, but you change your cast, you change the characters, and you take the story in an entire other direction than where it was. Um, in Born Again, that's a soft reboot because Point Dexter is Bullseye. Basically, he is not the big threat of that season. It's Kingpin again, which is different than what they did set up with the past of the show. And another thing is, again, I warn everyone, Foggy died, and I see a lot of outrage because of that. I can understand. Karen and Foggy Nelson were the art of the show. They were what made Matt more human. They were like his human part, if we can call it that way. The exchange, the chemistry, the characters, they all work together. And now the premise of Born Again is they erase Foggy. Foggy just dies to remain YouTube friendly. And this is what triggers the events of Born Again. And here's what I think happened. They had money to spend on the show, but it was limited money because let's be honest, Disney they did some money, but the peak was Endgame, and that's like 6 years ago. So I think the funding was not as great as it used to be. Rewind, as it's used to be.
Man,
And
you don't know. Disney continue to give big money for this Marvel production. You know that the Marvel cuts cost like 300 million to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
and they flopped.
yeah, but Disney
Really?
continue to give money. That even have some money. It's a TV show, maybe not as much as like WandaVision or another show like that, because the WandaVision have a 250 million of budget for the show, but that even don't need more so much money because it's not a hero with power. This power no need to effect to realize. It's just a end-to-end combat with hyper sense to detect something around him. But yeah, the money I don't think is the issue for this show. I think the problem for the start is that the show was the TV the production reshoot the show after a few months. Because that not the first episode was not working for Disney, so he reshoot and add Foggy and Karen Page, and the first version of the Daredevil Born Again, the character was not here. It's the original Daredevil Born Again was a total reboot, but he realized that not working for the fan and for the structure of this. So you were starting from the crash, the start with the new story, and he reduced the number of the episode, and the start each season have like 12 15
I've
episode.
heard it was 18, and
Yeah,
now I think it's only 9.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
and
He
maybe
cut.
this is why apparently season 2 is already in the making, but I don't know about how much of that is true. But yeah,
Yeah, the all the process for the show was something chaotic to produce. So it's like amazing to see the result, the
the
result because
result.
the result for now is pretty great.
Yeah.
So I like the start of the show. Not all element to be honest. I'm not sure. I like the way he killed Foggy. I like this character. I don't know if it's the good idea to kill him off too early in the show. We'll see in the future. And I like the character of Karen. And they could do these two characters give so much to Matt Murdock and Daredevil in general. He give him a more human side, and this character are now out of the show, and I'm sad about that. I don't know if the new character we have now can give that. We'll see in the future. We have just see 3 episodes for now. But other than that, the show start great, and the story too. And you have a new version of Fisk. I won't say it's not the exact Fisk we have in the past. And I like the arc he choose for the character. I have the comic about that. The arc of Mayor Fisk is a good arc in the universe of Daredevil. So I'm thrilled to see the end of that. So yeah, just you can continue.
Yeah, but again, I think that was to save money. They got rid of Karen and Foggy to save money because they were regulars in the original, and when you're regular, that means you get a lot of money, and getting rid of them would save some money. And also the characters themselves. I'm not 100% sure about Karen because I didn't read that many Daredevil comic. Actually, I didn't read any. I did see Daredevil in Punisher and other comics, but I didn't really read yet uh, Daredevil comics. So I don't know if Karen is in the comics, but I know about Foggy. And just because Foggy is in the comics, that means the license to use him costs money. And that may sound weird. Even if it's Marvel Studio, they still need to spend some money to use their own characters, and they need to pay some of the stuff around it. It's like when you make McDonald's, you need to pay the rights to make a
Yeah,
McDonald's. And it's the same thing with the characters. So by getting rid of Karen and Foggy, you save some money there. And it's unfortunate they are victims of that. But I also feel like the other thing is you said it. They didn't like what they first did with the first draft, and they were like, let's shake up things. And maybe it's not the best idea, but this is what they went for. And I know the show is getting a lot of hatred for it. Um, I haven't really watched any of the reviews out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if everyone complains about the new cast. Um, all I will say is, as of right now, we are 3 episodes in, so I will give them time to expand and flesh them out. But if at the end of the season they are so very weak character, now, now, now I will just roast the shit out of them. But as of right now, I give them a pass. As of right now, it's only the start. There's only 3 episodes, and I want to see more. Now, um, the soft reboot, to get back to this before we close off on that big intro about soft reboot and our
Yeah.
experience. I think that was easier for new writers because it's not the same people working on the show, and they didn't want to contradict anything that happened in the previous 3 seasons. And I feel like most of what happened in the first 3 seasons still happened in the continuity of this show. And it's a soft reboot because now we deal with a new cast and new character arc, just like with the Kingpin, becoming the mayor. We already said many times, spoiler ahead, but yeah, now he is the mayor, and apparently he tries to be a better person. He tries. Is it really genuine? Is it really true? I don't know. I don't think so. And fun fact, we can see kind of parallels drawn between him and Trump. Um, he doesn't care about like protocols and all. He just goes on that um street and he says, "Go fix that." Oh, that was funny. Anyhow, uh, so that's the soft reboot. It's a season 4, but it's not because now we get to deal with new cast, and I'm fine with it. Not everyone is, and now I guess it's the perfect time to really dive deep into the first episode. And I must start by saying I really liked all 3 episodes. I see some issues that may be with the entire season in the end, but I will let them cook. I will let them do their stuff. But as of right now, I enjoy what I'm watching. I'm excited. It feels like season 1 and 2. I thought season 1 and 2 were the peak of that Netflix TV show. And yeah, I'm excited to see more. And I guess that's the segue. Now let's talk about episode 1. After that, we will talk about 2, and we will finish with 3. So I will let you start with episode 1 of Daredevil Born Again. What did you think of that first episode?
Like I said before, is the true episode was great. The first start hard with that. We had a good intro to recall some character from the original show, and we see the trio you like. I like to. I was happy to see that. We see Foggy, we see Karen, we see Mad Dog. Take a drink, and after that you see Matt Bodog and the suit of Daredevil with a shot face to the church is iconic. It's like in the comic because the church and Daredevil is connected in the comic. The Matt Bodog is a character religious. Is believe in God. So you have some. Connection here and the old TV show they are the same. He comes many saying in the church. We talk with the priest to see light with some issue you have. So I like this image when you're on the roof and the church in behind him is such a good shot. And after that, you have a fight between Daredevil and Bulai. I like that. I think not as good as the picture the fight before because it's a unique plan. Not too cut in the plan for the fight. The fight is in the bar, and you see through the window, smash the table, etc. The combat finish on the roof when the devil beat Bull Eyes, Bull Eyes had finally a costume, a suit. And the whole show he didn't have a suit. And some point he used the Daredevil suit to create chaos in the city. But in the comic he have the own suit, and you see some kind of suit in this in this intro. I don't like much that suit because he not have a mask, and the comic he has an iconic mask for the with the suit. So I think for the purpose of the show, we want to see the actor, so we not give him a mask for the scenes. Particularly because you can see you not see the character after that. It's just for the intro. I'm a little disappointed about that. I hope we can see Bulai much more in the future in the TV show. He's a good villain to fight, because Fisk is more like the intellect villain to challenge, and Bulai is the arm to fight. So I want to see Bulai more in the future. But other than that, the intro was great. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure it's a good idea to kill off Fergie too early. And the scene is full of emotion. I was sad when I see that. I was shocked. That's worked pretty great. And the after that, after the interview, you jump 1 year later. I was like shocked for that. And you start a new story, a new arc for Daredevil, and you see new character, new problem. You see Fisk back in the city with a new mission, become mayor, and the end of the episode he become mayor, and you see, okay, this come with a new problem. Need to deal with the mayor Fisk now, and Daredevil is not happy about that. He feel like is a new problem for him to deal with it, and he has a talk. I don't know if the first the two episodes he talk with Fisk and in the cafe to need for to need to understand why Fisk want to be mayor. I like this scene. We can see the opposition between the two philosophy of the character. Good symmetry here. And yeah, I think the first episode gives so much for the future of the show. I don't know the show will end who, but the start worked great for me. But I have uh, little
Worry.
worry, yeah, about the start. Like I say, Foggy and some little thing in here and here. But yeah, I feel you see, I feel this show start like the old Daredevil TV show will start. Disney seem like understand finally the character. You see Daredevil before. We see when in one scene in the Spider-Man No Way Home, it was funny to see there, and we see much more in the She-Hulk TV show. It was fun to see they were back, but it was so light and so fun, comic character in the She-Hulk. Was like he's not the Daredevil I know, and he's not the Daredevil from the comic either. But okay, for the purpose of the She-Hulk show, and we'll see little him in the Echo, the spin-off Hawkeye TV show. We see him in the start. He fight with Echo. That was much like the Daredevil I know, and from the TV show. But now we see full of him. I'm worried for the start when the show that we see just Daredevil in the start, and after that we can just see Daredevil in the like the last or two last episode, because the structure of the story don't feel like we need Daredevil for now. And we talk after that episode 2 and 3, but the story it worked like we need Daredevil for the moment. I'm not sure I like that, but we talk that later for the other episode. But yeah, the first episode is great. And you, Multi, what do you think about this new start, this new story of Daredevil?
I really like it. I feel like they try to make season 3 but better this time around. And I say that because I feel like Matt has the same kind of character arc there, putting back the pieces together again. Um I think that might be an issue about the overall season, but I will still let them cook. But like they already did that. But as a start, the first episode was solid. I think it was the weakest of the three, and uh, that was still very fun. I enjoyed how they deleted Foggy to remain YouTube friendly, and I thought that was shocking and sad, and I really felt a lot of things. And I will be like, man, Foggy, you will be missed. You will be missed, Foggy. You were nice. But I get what they were trying to do, save some money and try to find a character arc for Matt. Um, so that's what they were trying to do. And I really enjoyed, but I thought first episode was the weakest. I really enjoyed that fight scene with Bulleye in the restaurant in the coffee place. It was a very fun fight scene, and I feel like they tried to replicate what the Netflix show did for like at least an episode each season, a big action piece. Um, is it as good as the previous fight with Bulleye? I don't think so. I don't think so. But it did the job. That was a fun action piece, and Daredevil is a fun TV show when there's action. I like it, and it's also interesting how Matt almost almost ended Bulleye life, and this is to tell the viewer Matt is not feeling well. Matt is a wreck. Matt is shattered and destroyed. And it's interesting how Foggy was the best way to write off Karen, because Foggy was the link, the bridge between Karen and Matt for 3 seasons. So to erase him from the show would explain well why Karen wouldn't be around anymore, because she's as destroyed as Matt, and just being around Matt would just remind her of Foggy and what she lost, basically a good friend. And it's interesting. Now, why is the first episode the weakest for me? It's the only episode that had an issue just about that episode. What I mean by there is I feel like that season may have issues by the end, but I will still let him cook. But individual episodes so far are solid. And my issue with this first episode would be, as much as it was cool to see Daredevil doing acrobatic, the visual CGI itself wasn't great the first time we see the Daredevil using the rope to jump around. That was really weird. Um, that was green screen. That was like, why? Um,
I think he tried to be much more than the Daredevil from the old show, because in the old show you don't have big budget, so you can see not can see all the ability of Daredevil. And the comic he can rub and building with the stick, and you see that in the first episode. Yeah, the green screen, you can see him, but I see the way to try to be much more accurate about the character. But yeah, you can see that it's part of the reshoot, and you don't have the good time to correct all the little effect about that. So I'm agreed with you with that.
that was bad. And again, I see what they were trying to do, and it's kind of cool, but not well done at all. But again, I think this highlights something that Disney has been doing with this season. It's more flashy, impressive, and bigger than what we had with the Netflix iteration of it. I think we will lose parts of the more grounded nature of what Netflix tried to do. It's a bit unfortunate, but hey, that will change a bit the dynamic of the show and the characters themselves. Now, we are introduced to the new cast this time around, and we get the new cop in the police precinct, the old guy with glasses. He replaces basically Foggy because he knows Matt's secret, and he also replaces the black guy that was in Netflix, the cop that was always with Matt to kind of help him out on crime scene and such. So I feel like that replacement so far. I think the actor is kind of cool, but he's not given that much material. But again, this season is only starting, and I might be wrong. Maybe you will have some of the best character arc ever when you end up watching all 9 episodes. But as of right now, I'm not that impressed. He's cool. I enjoy him. I know where he is there, why he is there, and the actor is solid. Now the character that replaces Karen on the workplace, Matt New Boss. She is interesting, but I will repeat myself. She doesn't have much of a character as of right now. She's just a boss, and hopefully they will work something out. Hopefully she will have a great character arc as well when you come out of that season by episode 9. But again, she does the job. She's entertaining. She's not Karen. She's not Karen. I'm sorry, but she's not. She has really big weights to lift because Karen had such a great character arc with all 3 seasons. She was really cool. So, like, any character that will pick up her mantle in a show, that will be hard, really hard. We also get to meet the new journalist, Ben Urich niece. And if people didn't see um, the original TV show, they wouldn't connect the dot that, again, spoiler, uh, Fisk ended Ben Urich life. And I feel like this is part of the continuity that goes on, and maybe she will investigate it, and she will realize, oh, Kingpin is a dirty guy that just ended people's lives. Um, so that's kind of cool. And Matt is shattered and broken after Foggy died. He retired Daredevil. He retired Daredevil. That's the second time we get that storyline. That's fine. Shows they tend to do that often. Um, so outside of that, yeah, my only issue was the CGI, and um, I thought the music and color grading, saying Daredevil is still somewhere in the mat, was kind of cool. Even if he retired it, that's part of his identity, and that's the idea episode 3 kind of brought up. But now let's not get into episode 3 yet. But yeah, um, interesting how Matt and Karen grew apart because of Nelson death. And again, that's because Foggy was like the center of their friendship. Take out one element, the rest don't work well together anymore. And it's fun. It's just interesting. It adds dynamics between characters, and Karen will be missed. Um, and yeah, I thought um Matt and Fisk talking in that coffee place, in that restaurant, that was peak. And this scene was also there to tell you what happened in the 3 season of Netflix really happened in this show continuity. So yeah, overall, I think this was a great start. I'm very optimistic. I think it's better than season 3 was because I don't have massive issues, and maybe I will have issues with the overall season once it all wraps up, and if they don't fix what I already mentioned. Um, but as of right now, it's solid. So I will ask you, Matt, what would be your grade out of 10 for the first episode?
No, I will say like a 9 of 10. Was a very good start. Some little issue about that, but for if you compare with other Marvel TV show and past few year, I think in the top 3 best start TV show for Marvel. And the first episode as understand what is the strange of the original TV show. Just for that and for all he give us the new and the this intro, I give a 9 of 10 for this episode. And you, Multi.
I will give a 9.7 out of 10. It's near perfection in my books. And That's telling because I said it. It's the weakest episode thus far, and yeah, I really liked it. Outside of the CGI, I wanted more Daredevil. I got more Daredevil, and I feel like they closed off very well the first three seasons with the start of that soft reboot there. So I guess now we are talking about the second episode. What did you think of the second episode?
Yeah, the second episode is interesting. You see more about Fisk and his new way of thinking as mayor. I like the scene where he's treat the commissioner of the police. The commissioner want to retry, quit the job,
It
and Fisk,
threatens him.
yeah, and Fist treat him with the sun with the picture. He talk about the sandwich and lifts up the sandwich, and you see the picture. He say nothing more, and the cop see the picture. He's like, okay, I want to you want me to stay? Okay, but we regret that, and he quit the place. And Fist is like happy about that. And you see more about BB Rick, the journalist. You see more seconds, and each plus you have some scene when BB Rick interview people on the street to talk about vigilante, about the politics, about Fisk, and I like this way to emerge the story and the real thing with this scene. And in this episode, you have a new character introduced from the comic. Is Hector Ayala, aka White Tiger. And it's not a character I'm familiar with. Uh,
That's episode three, White Tiger. It's not two.
is the original no in the episode 2 the court scene start in the end when he accused to kill a cop
Oh
this
yeah. And
uh,
then season three picks up with him in the subway.
yeah uh,
Oh yeah.
uh,
Right. Sorry.
the second and so and the second in the subway is interesting. You see the character as human try to save someone, and the twist is like the two men beat the other. It was the cop. And accidentally when the cop die, and the Hector is framed about this murder, and he revealed that is not in episode 2 but in episode 3 he revealed is the white tiger, but like I said, it's a new character from the comic. I don't know this version of the character. I know the comic about him, but I know this female version because when I was young, I see many Spider-Man TV show, and one of them you have a Spider-Man with a team of young hero. You have Luke Cage, you have an Iron Fist, etc. And one of the member of the team is White Tiger, but this female version, the character is interesting. I don't know much about, but it's like a Black Panthers type of character, but not with potion give power, but an amulet, magic amulet, give him super strength, super resistance, etc. But yeah, we talk more about this character in the three episode. But in the two episode, I think the character most time to shine is Vanessa Fisk. Is a character back from the old show, played by Ezelet Zuherker. I feel that this character is more important here than the past three seasons of the Daredevil show. I feel the Vanessa Fisk will be more and more important in the future of the show. She is the wife of Fisk. You can feel she want to be this equal, but that's not working exactly that way for Fisk. It is interesting to follow that. And yeah, the episode was good. You can see the premise for what the show is about. Is about the justice. You can see more courtroom scene. Is there something I'm on effort to see because in the She-Hulk TV show, she's a advocate too, but the court
Lawyer.
lawyer too, and the courtroom scene was not great, was not memorable, not good structure for that. But yeah, in this show, you can see that it is well done for and the episode 3 is better for that. But the episode is a good continuity of the first episode, and we see some development about all the characters we want to follow. You not have big scene of fight. In the end, you have the Matt Murdock beat two dirty cop, and he broke the arm of one cop. The scene was graphic. I like that. The issue I have for the first episode, I have the same for the two. I feel like the character of Daredevil is not important for the purpose of the narration, but I am here to see Daredevil, so I hope we can see more Daredevil in the future episode. But I feel like in the maybe one in the end with the two last episode we see Daredevil. But yeah, it's a good episode. And you, Multi?
I really enjoyed, and maybe that will sound crazy and like one of these odd takes I get usually, but I think this was a massive return to form. I thought while watching that episode, I was watching good old season one and good old season two. That was rock solid, so I did end up being disappointed while watching episode three. But now to get back to episode two, um, I thought that was a great episode, and the build up to Matt, uh, just just deciding to fight off these dirty cops. That was great build up. That's a payoff. That's like it feels earned that Daredevil might be back. He's still inside of Matt, and Matt is like warning the guy, "Don't do that, don't do that," and then he beats the crap out of them. That was peak. That was one of the best moments we had, um, and I thought that was really cool. Um, and I think if I look at my notes, that's actually that episode that I was like, yeah, Fisk is clearly poking fun um at Trump. Um, I feel like they tried to draw parallels between Trump and Fisk. Two rich ex criminals become political figures with too much powers, and
Yeah.
yeah, the police chief still seeing Fisk as a criminal was cool. Corruption was well depicted through the court, not giving a chance to Matt Client. Ben Urich Niece was cool and seeking for truth. Matt standing up against the odds was great. It felt like Matt, even if Daredevil might not be around, he's still inside of Matt, and you can see it's the same Matt we had for 3 seasons because he wants to take that case that nobody else wants to take, and he really believes in the client. And I feel like one of the many reasons why the police department is corrupted and all will drive Matt into becoming a hero again. I think that corruption will tell him, look, I need to suit suit in. I need to become Daredevil again because the system is broken. Um, and it's interesting. I'm a bit tired of always seeing corrupt cop and everything because I feel like they don't get enough recognition. Cops, they are people that endanger themselves for others and they are underpaid and all of that. But yeah, I think with this show it kind of makes sense. You need a really bad police department for Matt to stop believing in the system because I feel like he tried to convince himself since the season started that Daredevil was doing more harm than good and that the system should indeed work. He really wants to believe in that system, and that's the conclusion of 3 seasons of growth for Matt. And now him being disillusioned because of that corruption in the police precinct was kind of cool, and him beating down corrupt cop was just priceless. Especially with that courtroom scene in episode three where the guy comes with the black eye and all. Um, that was funny. I thought the humor in that show was solid so far, and it's clever. It's made by smart people. The show overall is very fun, and I said it. I think it's one of my favorite episodes since season 2 ended. Um, Matt unleashing the beast at the end was just peak content. Um, Fisk celebrating his nomination was great. Um, it's funny also how Fisk doesn't care about protocol to look good. The therapist being Matt's girlfriend was cool, and I think it's very interesting that now the love interest is not linked to Matt's work, and it's fun. That's refreshing. That's telling you a different story than what we had with Karen and Matt in the first 3 seasons, because Karen and Matt were working together and they were dating, so most of these scenes would be with them. But now they have like different lives, the professional life and the personal life. And I cannot wait to see how she will learn about Matt being Daredevil, that love interest. How will she react to that? That will be fun because I can predict she will learn about that at some point. Um,
Of course.
overall, overall, I enjoyed that second episode. I'm excited to see uh what happens next. With episode 2, I I will start off by saying it's a 10 out of 10 for me. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I would say this second episode is very well done. It's great. I don't know if better than the first. I feel it's pretty much the same for the narration, for the character. We have some good ideas, some memorable scene. I would say like I would give the same notation, like 9 of 10. Like I say, I have the same issue for this episode. But other than that, yeah, great second episode for the TV show. So 9 of 10.
Okay, well, let's move into episode 3. What did you think of episode 3?
For me, this third episode, third
Third.
episode,
Yeah.
third episode. Sorry for my bad English. Try my best. Yeah, for this third episode, I feel is the most well done of the three. Is the most profound for emotion, for the structure of the character of Matt Murdock, for Daredevil himself. You can see. I feel like read a comic book when I see the story. All the episode is around the courtroom for the trial of Hector Ayala and this attempt to kill a cop. And Matt tried to clean him, and the dirty cop tried to not let him this chance to do that. The story interesting, and you have more teasing about the Punisher in this episode. You have little teasing in the second episode, and in the end, you see a tattoo on the arm of the cop, and there's you see more element. And the end, we see some guy who can miss, you can think is the Punisher, but I don't believe this guy is the Punisher. He have the bulletproof with the logo of the Punisher. You can see this face, but the
Since,
way.
since you addressed that, sorry to cut you off. I must address this. I've read Punisher comics, some of them, and Circle of Blood, which is the start of his run solo. We had a bunch of people dressing up as Punisher, and they were going after mafia and crime, and they would uh, delete innocent people by accident, and that would trigger the Punisher. So the Punisher first got the offer to join them, and then when he realized they were ending innocent lives by accident as collateral damage, he was like, "I'm going after you guys." I feel like this is exactly what we will get. These people dress up as him, and they delete collateral people by accident and all. I just repeated myself, but like these people dressing up as Punisher, they will just end innocent lives by accident. That will trigger the guy, and this is all we get back, Frank.
I
Anyway,
hope
I will let you talk.
Yeah, I hope this become that in the future of the TV show, because yeah, the Punisher the older people try to mimic him. In the comics is something you can see much some time to time in the comic book Pincher, because the Pincher give some symbolism for other people to fight for the justice, for the right justice, because the Pincher himself is a character. He decided to do his own justice because the system not work. So he take arm and kill all bad people, all dirty people in the street, to clean the street, and he have not the desire to stop that. Other than that, and the character is very interesting in the comic, and John Bental and the old TV show Daredevil and Pincher was perfect for the role. And now I'm so excited to see him in the show, and the teasing the show have done so far give me so hope for the future. Like I said, in the end, we can see someone, the guys, and Pincher was like, no, that one guy will be dead in the two episode when the Pincher was no someone, the guys himself and the Punisher. So I'm so hyped to see that. But for the episode itself, all like I said, is around the courtroom. This well done, well craft. Another try to use the witness to free Hector, and in the end, the witness is too afraid to do so. Matt had not a choice but to reveal that Hector is a vigilante named White Tiger, and with that, he saved uh, the life of Hector from the prison. But in the end, that changed nothing. Because the Diddy Cop don't like decide to use their own justice with the Punisher logo. So in the end, we have Hector put the suit of the White Tiger, go on the street, decide to continue to do the justice, and just someone shooting bullet in the head, and he's died. And with like all this episode for that, man, is so dramatic. It's so shocking. And so far, two episodes of three are very shocking. The first one and this third, and man, Marvel did not hesitate to shock people, to mark to use violence, to use blood, to shock the public, to distinct this show for other show of Marvel, because it's the more one of the more, I think it's the more dark Marvel Disney Plus show we have for now. Echo was little dark, and Moon Knight too, but not in that. I think it's the more dark for the purpose, and that's worked very great for the universe of Daredevil. Again, I feel like you see the prolongation of the old Daredevil TV show, and I like that. I'm just hyped for the future. I want so bad to see the Punisher and live again, to kill some dirty cops, some bad people. But I'm sad to not see much of the White Tiger in action. In the first episode, you can see in the TV and the background fight some criminal, but not in full screen. So it can disappointing to that. But I think White Tiger is not done for the MCU. Like I said, the version more well known is the female version, and then in this episode we see this niece, and in the coming this niece is become the well-known White Tiger. So maybe in the future, maybe the new Avenger or another projects for Disney Plus, we see finally the White Tiger in action. I want to see that. But yeah, Kamau de Lo Reyes play Hector. It was phenomenal in this role. It's sad the actor is dead. He have cancer and now dead. So yeah, it's sad to see this is the final role in the cinema. But yeah, I think it's the best episode so far of the TV show. You, Muti, what do you think about this three episode?
This third episode was great. I liked it. Now I said it. I thought episode two was some of the best thing we had. Um, I think I was a bit disappointed with episode three. It's still a very good one that I enjoyed, the courtroom stuff worked very well, and I think it's very interesting. The actor died, so it's very meta.
Yeah.
The actor dies and the actor dies. It's kind of grim and dark, but hey, it happens, right? Life happens. But yeah, I really enjoyed that episode a lot, and they they are very clever. They could have been lazy and just delete the witness, but instead they had a plan to make sure the witness really come in that courtroom. And as we were watching that, I had flashbacks of Arrow season 6 with the trial of Green Arrow, spoiler. Um and I was like, maybe they will play that mistrial thing where they catch these witness and these people lying, and the main character, or I should say the client, being White Tiger, telling the truth and being the only truthful one. I was like, you know what? Maybe they will have a mistrial because everyone but him lies. And it's also interesting how that trial was proof that the system was working, because despite the lies and the corruption, good prevailed. The main character was washed away of everything wrong, and it was very interesting. That triggered Fisk, and Fisk was like, let's go after these vigilante now. It's just very fun, and maybe that episode gave Matt more conviction about not suiting up again, not being Daredevil again. Maybe, but again, we have that struggle where he hold that piece of his mask, telling you Daredevil is still within him. He doesn't know what to do with that. And he had a very interesting discussion with um, the White Tiger guy. Um, and I feel like he was talking a lot about himself, and he really tried to defend the fact that he can do change, he can do good without being Daredevil. And he really wanted to believe in that. But now he has doubts because the cops are corrupt. This is what's going on. And I feel like maybe they're hinting at, maybe that's a prediction. Maybe by the end of this season, or by the end of season 2, because apparently season 2 is already in the making, Matt Murdock will come out as Daredevil. That could be very interesting. Um, Maybe that's the cliffhanger of this season. So again, episode 3 was very fun. I think the actors were solid, and they were really good at making you hate so much these corrupt cop. It was fun. It's just a good time, and you see more of the friendship and the bond the main character develops with his lover. And you also get to see a scene with the new sidekick, the cop with glasses that's a good cop, and he's telling Matt, "You are a changed man. You are no longer the person you were. You are a new person." And that's very fun to see that. That dynamic is very interesting. Um, but again, I will repeat myself. If by the end of that season, the glasses guy and the boss, they don't get character arc, I will be disappointed. And that season will be a letdown. I want them to be fleshed out. I want them to have cool character arc. Um Anyway, episode 3 had a lot of courtroom drama. And I also thought the therapy scenes were interesting. They would add more layer, and they would flesh out Kinpin and Vanessa and their relationship, and it was fun. You get to go in their head in a clever way that a lot of TV shows do. So overall, the third episode was very fun, and Matt being forced into forcing his client to do the testimony was very fun. And it was also well shown how Matt thinks about Daredevil a lot. And it was a moving and emotional win for the Vigilante at the end. And the cliffhanger of maybe Punisher being back was interesting. And also thought Fisk weaponizing the win to his political agenda was fun. They also used the Vigilante to explain that Daredevil is probably part of Matt's identity as well. So that episode gave us a really big bone on the story this season. And I also feel like Fisk tried really hard to be a guy that had respect for the law, which is very interesting. They they kind of have some kind of rebirth. Daredevil try to no longer be Daredevil and to support the system the way a lawyer should do, and Fisk feels like he's doing the same thing as Mayor. So I feel like it's just well made. It's good writing. It feels like season 1 and 2 of Daredevil, far better than 3. Um, I enjoyed episode 3. It's not as good as 2, but I liked it. And again, that will go to the entire season. I want more Daredevil. I want more action. I'm sorry, but this Daredevil Born Again, give me flashback, give me something. I want action. It's
I
cool to
agree.
it's cool to have courtroom stuff and it's good courtroom, but it's Daredevil. And I get it, maybe not present day because he's still coping, he's still healing from foggy loss, but you can still give us flashbacks. You don't need to give us present day Daredevil. You can give us past Daredevil. Um so yeah, I have a good experience with this show so far. And I will give episode 3 a 10 out of 10, just like episode 2. That was peak. That was fun. I liked it a lot. And I will ask you, what would be your grade out of 10?
I will say for me is the best of the third, but not for the action, for the courtroom, but for the story and the character, the development of character and the courtroom and the everything around of the White Tiger is very well done. I think for that I will give like a 9.4 or 5 of 10 for this. But for me, it's the best of the third of the first three. But I think we just start the show, and the next will be better and better and better. Is particularly with the Punisher is come to the show. I just hyped to see him in action again. So yeah.
Thank you a lot for sharing. Do you want to add anything else on the first 3 episodes of Daredevil?
No, I think we cover all everything I want to talk and everything you need to be talked about. I we think we'll talk at the show in the future when the other episode will release. I'm excited to discover that and talk with that about this show. So you we'll see you soon for to talk about this show, Muti.
Yeah, and probably next week, next Thursday, we will talk about episode 4 with Tiamat D-Lord. If he has seen all 3 episodes, he will join us. He had planned to watch the show, so maybe we will be 3 next week when we talk about that. But do you have any prediction for the rest of the season? Or do you have any expectation? Do you want to elaborate on the future of the show?
My expectation is that Punisher will come to the show to help Daredevil to clean the dirty cup and to convince Daredevil to become to go on to convince Matt Murdock to become Daredevil again. And I'm pretty sure in the end of the first season we'll see Daredevil confront Fisk. Maybe Fisk fall from the title of mayor. Or maybe it will be the end of the second season. I don't know, but I feel like and the ultimate confrontation will be the fall of Fisk after I confront Daredevil again, because in the end, Fisk it can be a mayor. I think for a long term in this narration. At some point, something would not work out, and he would need. He will, we see. We will see the old Fisk come back. Uh, with the violence, the blood, and the new between and fight with the Daredevil, and I hope to see more of Bull Eyes. We in 3 episodes in, we see just him in the start in the first episode. I hope to see more. Is a good villain to use. So yeah, and I hope to see more of White Tiger. But for now, I'm not sure how the narration go. You have just 3 episodes, but I feel like the story is not about Daredevil, but more about Matt Murdock, church himself, and maybe, like I said, maybe in the end we see again Daredevil. It will be a little disappointing, but I feel it's like the way Disney want to show us the Daredevil. So yeah, this I think about the show and you, Multi.
So here's what I think will happen. See, next episode, episode 4. I suspect we will have more of these people pretending to be Punisher and just breaking havoc, and this will attract the true Punisher, and he will just reveal himself by the end of next week. And I feel like episode 5, he will do some cleanup, and he will reach out to Matt, and they will talk, and they will expand on why Matt feel the way he feels, and maybe more corruption will happen, and Matt will be a witness of that, and that will trigger even more anger in Matt, and Matt will slowly resurface and become Daredevil again at some point. Now, as of Point Dexter Bull Eye, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't think he's coming back. Um, they sent him in jail, and he was part of the old regime, and they made it clear it's a soft reboot, so they don't really want to use anything that they used in the first 3 seasons. And as much as he's cool, I think we have seen everything they had to offer to us about Bullseye. And again, I will repeat myself. Um, Prediction: by the end of this season, Matt Murdock will reveal himself as being Daredevil, uh, and that will be interesting to see the fallout of it. And um, I enjoy this show, but I really want them to give us a bone to the new characters. The new characters are underdeveloped. They lack uh, growth. They lack layers. But again, we are 3 episodes in, so I will let them cook, as they call it. And that's my prediction. Matt revealing himself to be Daredevil. Um, so yeah, I am excited about next week, and I want
Yeah.
more Daredevil and Daredevil. Um, that's a cool show about Matt, but we need the red guy, red,
Yeah,
red.
I agreed. I agreed.
And with this, we are out. See you next Thursday for more content like this.